Did I put it on? Yeah, I'm good. All right, Mr. Bamsha, what's your question?
No, if nobody else has any question, I'd like to bring.
Bechavod, the floor is yours.
When the 12 Shabbatim are being born, every one of them, whoever names them, it gives also the reason, right on the spot.
Wait, which parasha are you in? What about Yitro? I want you to ask on Yitro.
Right, so in Yitro,
You're already...
we all know that in Parashat Shemot, the children of Moshe were born, but to this week's parasha, it just gives the reason why Gershom was named Gershom, why Eliezer was Eliezer. So the question is, how come this explanation of the names were not said in Parashat Shemot?
How did you ask that off this video?
Later.
How did you think of that question right away? What is it, you have it under your sleeve?
No,
You switched right away. Very good. What a good question. What a good question. Do you hear the question he's asking? He's saying like this. He's saying that we have in Parashat Yitro, this is a few parashiot after the birth of the sons of Moshe. And the Torah tells us, the Torah says, "Vayishma Yitro chohen Midyan choten Moshe, vayikach Yitro et Tzipora ve'et shnei banea, asher shema echad Gershom, ki ha'ma'ager hayiti be'etz Nochia, ve'shema echad Eliezer, ki lo yavi be'ezri ve'yatzini b'charev Paro." So why, it sounds like a total interjection that mentions the two sons of Moshe, fine, I understand, but then it says, oh, and by the way, you want to know why they were called Gershom and Eliezer? Let me tell you the reason that they were called this. Well, the right place for that would have been when they were born, not in this week's parasha. That's what Mr. Bamshad is asking. It's a good question. Does anybody have an answer? Yeah, he said.
You might make a comparison whenever it mentions Reuven, Shimon, Levi, mentioning the families of Moshe, Aaron, and Miriam. Randomly in Parsha, this is one of the Parshas also, but it's after Parsha Shemot. I think we want to bring out a point of you don't have to be specifically Moshe's kids to have a great name. It's just mentioning them.
What does that have to do with this week's parasha, though? How does that answer the question? I'm saying he should have mentioned it when they were born.
He did.
Uh-huh.
He did whatever Moshe did bring Milah.
Yeah, but what does it say now, the reasoning behind why they were called this?
I think Moshe Rabbeinu.
Yeah.
I think Moshe Rabbeinu, one of Moshe Rabbeinu said that he was redeemed. What's the solution? What's the redemption that he wanted personal? He wanted to add it into this, like after they came out of the Yam Suf. This is thank you to Hashem, like part of the Shirah, that he wanted to do it now. Mention it.
You reminded me of the first person to actually fulfill the mitzvah, V'igata lebincha, is Moshe Rabbeinu. Right? He was the first person to fulfill the mitzvah of the Haggadah. Some explain that's why his name is not written in the Haggadah. Because he was the first person to say it over. So for sure, if he's speaking about it, he's not going to go ahead and praise himself. So when he said it over to his children, he mentioned that Kadosh Baruch Hu and all the miracles. And that's how the Haggadah started, really, from Moshe Rabbeinu. I'm not sure if it fully answers this question, but let me ask you a question. Since you asked a good question, I'm going to ask you a good question. Here's the question. It says that Yitro came and saw that Moshe Rabbeinu was sitting in judgment from the morning till the evening, which means that there was really long lines of people and cases that Moshe Rabbeinu was judging. The first case, the second case, third case, he was preoccupied all day and all night. So this is my question. We're talking about before the Torah was given. Right? So there isn't 613 mitzvot, there isn't even Aseret HaDibrot. Am Yisrael was already given the man, so they had food, they had Be'erah Shel Miriam, they had water, they had the Ananei Kavod, taking care of them, means the clothing was totally taken care of, their is sitting there, established real estate, everything is defined. So they have food, they have water, they have clothing, they have money. I mean, everybody has money. This is not like fights, because they all left with tremendous amounts of gold and silver. So foreign affairs, they already defeated Amalek, they defeated all their enemies. Mitzrayim is out of the picture. What is going on that there's so many cases coming to, like, about what is there to have? You have food, you have water, you have money, you have peace, you have everything, and there's no Torah. So what is this? Like, what is Moshe Rabbeinu so busy with and judging? That's my question.
What do you mean no Torah?
It's a good question. They didn't yet receive the Torah yet. It's talking about before they received the Torah. Simply, reading the Psukim simply. There's not a Seret HaDibot, there wasn't yet a Har Sinai, they left Mitzrayim, they finished Amalek, they did everything, but still no Torah. So if there was already 613 mitzvot, okay, fine, Moshe Rabbeinu's explaining, this person doesn't know, he doesn't know. But what's going on over here? So I saw the commentaries discuss this. And they say two important parts. Part number one is about Bizat Hayam. The main disputes that existed in Am Yisrael were on two accounts. Bizat Hayam is when Am Yisrael went through the Yam Suf. They emerged and the Egyptians did not. Well, at first they did not. First they were killed in the sea, and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu ordered that the sea should spit them out and bring them to the shores. And the Egyptians were spit out. Am Yisrael then went ahead and gathered all of the gold and the silver of the Egyptians. And it says the Bizat Hayam was far greater than even the Bizah of Mitzrayim. The loot of the sea was more money and more fortune than anything that they received in Egypt. That being said, there was a dispute. The dispute is as follows. There were people that were very close. The people that were at the end, when the Egyptians washed up ashore, they were the first ones to get there. And they were the ones that collected a lion's share of the gold and the silver. Now the people in the back, they came like at the end, all of the like cheaper stuff, not so great, not so good. They came in and they got the rest of it. So there was a dispute. The people in the back said that we got shortchanged, it's not fair. All of this is for what? Because we worked hard in Egypt. What, they worked harder than us? So it ended up being a disagreement in terms of the people in the front says we got there first, we deserve it, and the people in the back saying we should split it equally. And these cases came before Moshe. Now it doesn't end over there. There's a second reason, which I'll tell you after. We'll take a 2-minute break. I'll tell you after commercials.